Hello, everybody. It's Adonica from You Do You Unfiltered. I can't wait to talk to this lady. Okay, so you didn't send me a Google Doc, so I have no
Oops.
idea. I know your
Oops.
name. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name, but it's Jen
Jen Vertanen.
Vertanen. Is that like Italian?
It's Finnish.
Oh, Finnish. That was my second guess. I never
My
got
husband
there.
is my husband is 99% Finn with like 1% Neanderthal. It's I find that so fascinating. Like I've never
Well,
heard anyone else who's had that show up in their DNA
Well, guess what?
results.
Okay, so you should see mine. Mine is probably so did my DNA about a bazillion years ago, but I show Irish, like the red hair, Irish,
Mm-hmm.
like all that area, Wales, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Little French in me. I'm 11% indigenous, which I don't
Oh,
know where that came
I
from. I
want that
tan
in
well.
mine, and it's absolutely not there.
Oh, really? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
but I got 1% Nigerian.
Oh, interesting.
That's my dance moves and my really curly hair when I let it go. It's
There you
just
go.
like,
There you go.
I
You
was
know,
like, what?
I was raised being told we were mostly Welsh with
Yeah,
maybe 2% Scots in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And so I did the test, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I
yeah,
got the results back, and I was
yeah.
actually more Norwegian. And it shows the Vikings from the coast of Norway coming to invade Wales, where my
Yeah,
family is
yeah,
from.
yeah.
And I was like, Mom, like, what the heck? And she's like, well, so she was adopted by my grandfather.
Mhm.
She's like,
Yeah,
well, I took on his customs and traditions.
right.
And I'm like, that's great, but I'm not technically 98% Welsh, like my
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
life. Anyway,
yeah. That's crazy. I think that DNA just floored me. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
because I'm actually adopted too. So when my mom
Okay.
is Ukraine, Russian Ukrainian, my dad's from England. So I was like,
Oh,
God, I don't even look like them. No,
yeah,
but it's all good. It's all good.
it's
But
all good.
it was all quite funny because it's kind of a neat way to see the DNA. But anyways, let's get back to you. Okay,
Yes.
Jen, since I don't have a bio of you, you're gonna introduce yourself,
Okay.
because we connected completely by accident on Facebook, and you were so super funny that I had to have you on.
Oh,
Just crack me up. And you just love talking about anything. So
yeah.
that's me.
I'm an
I'll
open
talk to it.
book.
You're
I
an
I
open
love
book.
TMI.
TMI, TMI. But let's tell everyone a little bit about you because I don't
Yeah.
know. And then I'll learn. And then let's dive in. Can't wait.
Sounds good. So I have worked in the IT industry for 30 years. I earlier this year thought it was only 20 until someone was like, I
What?
hate to tell you, that's actually 30. I'm a smart person, but I do really dumb things sometimes, and that is one example. So no, I've been in IT for 30 years as a leader, project, program manager,
Yeah.
etc. And I've also, for those 30 years, done a lot of coaching and mentoring. And
Yeah.
so I'm embracing my expertise that I've done this thing for 30 years.
Yeah.
And now I'm bringing it to individuals, right? The thing I've done
Oh,
for corporations, for startups,
yeah.
helping people start the nonprofit they've always wanted to do, helping
Right.
people write the book they've always wanted to write, right? But they keep getting in their own way. And these are
Mm-hmm.
professional, accomplished people,
Yes.
and they're so not used to getting in their own way. So they're kind of like, well, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
So we work on all of that together while they bring their bold AF visions to life.
Bold ass. You can say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
unfiltered. It's unfiltered,
Okay. Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
It's
Bold
only
as
for
fuck.
adult. No kids.
Yeah. Bold as fuck visions to life.
Perfect.
My company is actually called A Fuck Yeah Life.
I saw that
It's
on your Facebook.
yeah,
I think
yeah. It's
that's
not
where
a
I wanted
perfect
to
life.
go.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
where I wanted to go because when I saw that, I was like, there's got to be a story
Hmm.
behind that. Hmm.
I
Come
I
on.
love the word fuck.
That's me.
It is
Hello.
my second favorite F word behind freedom. You
Oh,
know, a
I
lot of
thought you were
stepping
going to
in.
say something else, by the way, but
Oh,
that's okay.
what do you think? What do you think I was going to
I
say?
don't, not freedom.
Oh,
That's, that's right up the alley with the other word.
okay.
It's
If
like, never
I
mind.
had my druthers in my absolute ideal life, I would be wandering the earth naked with like dirty, messy hair and just having the time of my life.
I'm with you.
Um, that I used to define that as the ultimate freedom, and it
Hmm.
was never going to be attainable for me,
Right.
right? And so stepping into like creating my own version of a fuck yeah life, I realized freedom is actually very different for me. It looks very different.
Yeah.
And now that I have this tangible thing, I know
Hmm.
what to do with it. It's no
Yeah.
longer this pie in the sky. Why can't I have the life I want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
can't I wander the earth
Yeah.
naked and people just love me? So
Wow.
stepping into that expertise and
Yeah.
just truly owning it, I had
Hmm.
played with a fuck yeah life for a couple of years. And
Yeah.
I am all about giving ourselves permission, right?
Hmm.
However, I was not giving myself permission to be that bold. And
Right.
so I'm 54 at the time of this recording, and I'm like, I'm owning my expertise, I'm owning my boldness. And I'm like, damn it, I'm going to make this a thing. So I did.
Nice. And there we are. We have this beautiful
Bam.
company that people are like, I was just like, I read it and I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
not for
catches your eye.
everyone.
It's not for everyone. No,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's
I'm not for
just,
everyone.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if you
absolutely.
don't like swears, I'm not the one for you. If you don't like piercings and tattoos, I'm not the one for you.
Right.
If you don't like, if you want to be, it's not hydrogenous. Like if you want to be like everyone else,
Yeah.
I'm not for you.
Yes. Yes.
So
And that's what takes you out of the realm of everyone else. Is
yeah,
because you're bold, you're
yeah,
different, and you really believe in people and in their
hmm
insides and freedom.
yeah,
So and
absolutely.
that's why we went, okay, so we know that you got and you sat on this idea of calling it with an F word. People are like, what the?
Mm-hmm.
But no, actually it's got a little connotations in it too, right? It's not like spelled out. So people don't get afraid. It's not spelled out. Is it spelled out or is it just got like a star
Well,
and by the sea or
right. So, excuse me, on my website, it is spelled out.
oh, okay. Yes, okay. Yeah.
Hold on, I have to cough.
It's okay.
On
You're allowed to.
my newly launched
Yeah.
podcast, it has the asterisk because
Yeah. You know,
Apple does not
yeah.
like you to swear that
Right.
boldly.
Yeah.
Um, so yes, it is on my website, fully spelled out. But
Okay.
I
So
have
good.
a thing about that, right? When you use an asterisk or some other replacement,
Yeah.
you're still making the person say it in their head,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't, it
You might as well
maybe
just say
visually
it.
doesn't
Yeah.
disturb them, but they're still saying it in their
Yeah.
head. So I'm like, why not fully
Just say
spell
it.
it out
Yeah.
and just make it what it is? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I agree 100%. So this is
yeah.
great. So what's that company called again?
Oh, fuck yeah, life.
Fuck yeah. Love. So if you ever need not the norm
Right.
and different, we go to you because
Yeah.
that's and a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot of people there that haven't tapped into their weirdness and difference,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just the norm. And
Yeah.
that's kind of cool to know if you're allowed to be normal and weird and different all at the same
Yeah.
time. But tap into you. Okay, let's get to your story.
So this is a very personal story.
Oh, I love
Um,
personal.
I know. And like I said, a little, it is going to be TMI, but I
Yeah,
will try to keep it somewhat
yeah.
appropriate. And like I said
Remember,
earlier,
not for kids here.
not for kids, not for
Okay.
kids. I am a fairly smart individual. I've I've created a great life for
Yeah,
myself. And I do really, really, really stupid things sometimes. Like it's part of my shtick. I don't try to, it just happens to me.
just
So the
happens.
story I'm going to tell you
Okay.
is I had left my corporate career, which I'm actually still in corporate, but I had
Okay.
left 11 years ago. And I took a 15-month mental health break because I
Oh,
needed it
mhm.
desperately.
Yeah.
So we
Well
were
done.
we don't have the second income. We need to save money. So
Yeah.
I thought, and at that time, I really liked a bear down there. I don't know if you want me to say the word.
Brazilian?
Yes, yes, that's it. I liked a Brazilian, right? But they're expensive. So I decided I researched what wax to get to do at home. You can see where
No.
this is headed. Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I can.
And
I'm about to close my eyes and visualizing.
oh God.
It's like,
Visualizing my nethers.
no,
They're
no.
54 years old and have had 3 babies.
Okay.
But no, so I get the wax and I do it the first time and it's not that bad. It's not
Yeah.
that bad,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, I can do this again. So
Mhm,
I do it about a month later because that's about how long they last. And this time I didn't heat the wax up enough when I spread it on.
oh my
And
God.
dried and I could not get it off. And I was home alone. The kids were at school or daycare. I tried for hours, right? I Googled, I did all the things. How do I make this wax, melty without injuring myself? Nothing, and it hurt so bad to
Oh, I
pull on
can't
it. It
even
hurt so bad.
imagine.
And so, and it's now around 3 o'clock when the kids are getting home. And I had been kind of naked from the waist down that whole day
Yeah.
because like I couldn't really close my legs well because I had these gobs of wax that had gel, and pointy. They were pointy. So I'm walking. So I put like a skirt on, which I
Yeah.
never wear skirts. So my kids were
Yes.
like, what you doing, mom? Put the skirt on. And I waited until my husband came home from work. So now he gets home about 5:30.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So the entire day has gone by of me not knowing how on earth I can get this wax off. So I tell him, right? And he's like, after a moment of like, okay. He grabbed his headlamp.
No
We went in
way.
the bathroom. Yep.
A headlamp.
We went in the bathroom. I sat on the toilet with my, imagine the gynecologist chair.
Yes. Feet
Right,
spread.
right. But I have no stirrups to hold me,
No.
so
No.
I'm holding me up.
Oh my
And he gets
God.
in there with the little scissors and just starts cutting it away.
Oh,
That's my story.
that
I've never tried it again since. So like I said, this is
uh,
probably 11 years ago. I have not
hey,
tried it since.
shout out to Kenzie machine for lasering yourself because it
Mm.
doesn't hurt. Yeah. No,
Oh,
I would
really?
never do. Yeah, that's
I,
I do
I've heard it does
lasering.
hurt.
No, you're in charge of the
Oh,
heat. So
oh,
1 to 4 or 1 to 5, I can't remember. I'm a 2. My girlfriend's the highest
okay.
because she's
Ooh,
hot. It depends on your pain tolerance. But shout
yeah,
out
yeah,
to
yeah.
that, man, because oh my God, I hated getting my eyebrows
Mm.
waxed,
I
let
love it.
alone,
To me, it's very relaxing. For me, it's the lip that hurts.
yeah, lip hurts. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I went to a waxer and they put it accidentally on my lip. And so when she
Mm.
pulled,
No, 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 no,
yeah,
no, no,
I don't
no,
know, I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
no, never going
No,
back.
no, no, no,
And then
no.
I finally gave up and I do the Kenzie. Shout out to
I love
Kenzie.
it.
But
Before my mom's memorial, my normal eyebrow waxer was not available and they were
mhm.
getting too bushy, right? And I'm going to be seeing all these people that I haven't seen in years. So I want to
Yeah.
look my best. So I go
Yeah.
to this new waxer and it's a center, but they get great reviews, right?
Yeah.
So I go there, I get home, I look in the mirror like closer, and one is so much fuller than the other. So I said to my husband, I'm like, do you notice this? And it's literally the night
Yeah.
before we're
Yeah.
driving
Yeah.
to my mom's
Yeah.
memorial. And he's like, no, it looks fine. And I'm like, I don't think so. So my daughter comes home. I was like, Sawyer. Oh, I didn't even say her name. She goes, what happened to your eyebrows? And I'm like, see, I knew it. I knew
See,
it.
men can just be honest.
No, you'd think I'd
They
learn.
don't
So
want to hurt
I
your
went back
feelings.
to the waxer. They were just about to close and I'm like, I literally need this fixed, please. Like
Hmm.
I have my mom's more,
Yeah.
please. And they
Yeah.
did, but
Yeah.
I am never going back there again.
No, no.
Nope.
Well, and then
Nope.
when I started waxing my eyebrows, they started getting bolder. And I was like, okay, I'm done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I got a little machine that does it itself. And then I put my little eyebrow pencil on
Yeah.
there,
So
fill
you
them
have like
in.
the little pen that you
Yes,
can,
yes, yeah.
I've tried that. I can't shape mine the way I like them,
Well, they're
but
shaped because waxing will just get rid of the hair. We're just FYI,
Mhm.
everyone that's listening right now, we're just off the cuff right because we're having fun. So yeah, you just get right in there, and but it's already
Mhm.
shaped. So I'm just taking the stragglers that
Mhm.
pop out. So now,
Okay.
as a kid, my eyebrow did this.
Oh, lovely.
My mother
I've
had,
never had that, but I'm
yeah, like
sorry.
I was a Muppet. You know the Muppets.
Yeah.
Goes right across. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
my
gosh.
mother, oh God, no, you can't do anything about those eyebrows. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no. It's like, but
Uh,
now I look at pictures going, oh my God, like I went through school. Nobody had dated me in school. Now I understand why, because my
yeah.
eyebrows were like, I could actually probably paint a ceiling with them. Like, because they were
Nice.
so freaking bushy.
My embarrassing thing there's many, but with my hair was my mom and my grandmother would give me home perms. Again, we grew up
Oh,
very frugal,
yes,
right? We
absolutely,
did
absolutely.
stuff ourselves and no one was very good at
No.
it.
Yeah.
So one of them, I have full on think Annie, except without the red hair, curls
Yeah,
all the
like
time,
me.
which I
Yeah.
hated. But anyway, so after one perm, I decided I was going to try to brush the perm out. So I took, whatever, and I brushed and brushed and
Yeah.
brushed. What happened is I got it straight, except for this band of curls that it looked ridiculous.
Kind of looked like an airplane pillow that you put
Oh
around your
my
neck.
God. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, we must have grew up
Ridiculous.
in the same era because my mother would cut our hair at home
Mm,
because to save money. She had a
right.
barber chair where you sat up
Oh,
and the
we did not
steps
have
came out.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
she had a good bowl though.
Oh,
Yeah.
the bowl.
The
No,
bowl
I had
cut.
to sit in like a hardback dining room chair for hours, and it was
Oh,
very
oh, you didn't
uncomfortable.
have the leisure of a barber
No,
chair.
no.
Okay.
The entire experience was,
It was
oh,
horrible.
I
It
hated
was
it.
awful. And I
And it
remember her,
smelled and it was
oh, the perm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm. Well, I
yeah.
remember my mother cutting my hair and you could hear oh.
Well,
You're like, excuse me.
what'd you do?
What
Oh,
you do?
oh, what'd you do?
Just sit there. You're good. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah.
Trying to make it the same. And it's
Oh
so
my
funny now.
gosh.
It's so funny now that they have two puppies, and my dad gets his hair cut by my mom after the puppies. So she uses the dog groomer on my dad. That cracks
No,
me up. He goes, I'm
that's
getting myself
hilarious.
groomed now. Like, okay, dad, you go. And then I turned to my mom. So when can dad groom your hair? And she's like, no, I'm paying $70.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah.
That's
So where do
funny.
you live, Jen? Like, where do you live?
Yeah, so Minneapolis, St. Paul, we call it the Twin
Oh,
Cities.
Twin
I'm
Cities.
I'm technically in St. Paul, but we're
Okay.
equidistant to both downtowns, probably about
Okay.
2 miles from each downtown.
Don't you have a
So
giant,
I consider it Twin Cities.
you have a giant mall down there like we have up here? Don't you
We
have a
we do,
giant
the
mall?
Mall of America.
And we have
Yeah, it's been
West Edmonton
there
Mall.
a long
Yeah.
time now.
Does it have
Hmm.
an amusement park inside?
It does.
Same with
It
us.
does.
Do you
Yeah.
have like seals that swim and perform?
Uh, I don't think so.
Baby
There is an
flamingos?
underwater life, but I don't think they have seals.
Okay, yeah,
As a
yeah.
local, we really try not to go there
Exactly.
unless that is like the one spot you can only get something.
Well,
And if I go, I'll go on like a Monday night, a
I
Monday
know.
or
Oh yeah,
Tuesday. It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
quiet. The weekends, no.
I
Mm-mm.
know. I don't you
Nope.
get asked by everyone that comes, when's the last time you
Yeah.
were West Edmonton Mall?
Yeah.
1910. Because I don't
I
know. I do not go there. I remember
yeah.
taking my mom and dad on Boxing Day for Boxing Day sales, and I was just like, hands up. I'm going to the food court. Done.
Yeah.
I need a
Yeah.
drink.
Well, even so, growing up on the day after Thanksgiving, Black
Mhm.
Friday,
Yeah, oh, yeah, Black
when,
Friday.
people are standing for hours to get
Yeah.
into the stores, we never did that. We would always go visit the small independent shops
Oh, local.
I lived near Madison, Wisconsin growing up, so we would do that. I
Mm.
don't think I've ever been to a big store or mall on Black Friday. That
Ugh.
sounds absolutely horrible to me.
Well, it sounds like you would die if you're not careful.
I might. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or I might kill somebody if they're not
Yeah.
careful. Because
Yeah.
it gets getting crazier up here too as well. Because
Yeah.
our Boxing Days are different from yours. So our Boxing
Yep.
Days right after Christmas, yours is after Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
we're like I panic. I'll just shop
Mm,
online. I'm not going
exactly.
anywhere near those people, man.
Nope.
You go.
Nope. Nope.
No,
Nope. And
mm-mm.
some people love the experience. They
Oh
thrive
God.
on that experience. That has never
God.
been me. Um, it just sounds like the absolute worst thing you could
Yeah,
do to yourself, but I know people
absolutely.
love it.
I know. Well, I'm in menopause, so anxiety is one of my symptoms.
Mm,
And
yeah.
anxiety, I could be like sweating and
Oh
bitchy
yeah.
and swearing, and I would just cry,
Yeah.
or I would just
Yeah.
break down and go in fetal position, and
I know.
just like, okay, when it's close coming at me,
I
I
love the
just
fetal
I
position.
just love
Do you
it.
want
It's
to
just
hear
like, go ahead.
do you want to hear a fetal position from recent?
Yes.
Do we have time? Okay.
Oh, we have lots of time.
I have talked about this publicly as a PSA.
Okay.
Take your constipation seriously, because I
Oh,
did not. I've had it my whole
oh,
life. I
yes.
try to stay on top of it. I did not. So after 20 to 30 minutes on the toilet and finally
No.
evacuating, but that whole
Oh, that
time
word.
there's so much adrenaline
Yeah.
coursing through
Right.
my body. I'm
absolutely.
hot, I'm cold, it's
Yeah.
pins and needles. I want to pass out, I want to throw up, like all of it.
Oh,
So I get done, I stand up, and I'm like, and it's not that far to the bed, but I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I need, like, all I wanted to do was curl up in the
well,
fetal position.
uh-huh.
And so I grabbed onto the door jamb to get out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
The next thing I know, I'm half in the bathroom, half out, flat on my back, staring up at the ceiling with kind of my arms and legs kind of out, not rigid, but out in
In
front of
front of you.
me,
Yeah,
not
like a
in the
dead
fetal
bug.
position.
Dead bug.
And my first thought was, oh, good, I made it to the floor. And then I was like, okay, what was that loud thud? And I was like, why does my head hurt? Because I've never fainted before.
No.
Yes, I have never fainted before. Like I almost prided myself on, oh,
I'm not
I've never
fainting.
fainted. I'm not a fainter, right? Uh. No, I fainted and gave
Oh,
myself really bad whiplash. This was just 3 weeks ago, so it's fairly recent.
that's when you were supposed to be on here and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fell,
yes.
but I
And I
didn't know
had,
the reason.
yep. I went to urgent care. They wanted me to go to emergency room, but there they do so many more tests. And
Yeah.
my husband, he watched me for a concussion.
Yeah.
I was not concussed. I did
Yeah.
not have a brain bleed. I did not break any of my neck bones, or crack any of them, but I did get really bad whiplash.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Because you
yeah,
don't know when you faint because you're just all of a sudden limp and
yeah.
you're coming down from how high?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I was
serious.
standing up and our bathroom is not, it is small. So I could have so easily hit the toilet, the vanity, the tub,
Everywhere
the door jam, everywhere. It is how I fell is almost miraculous.
outside the bathroom door. Because if you would
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fallen,
My
you would have
head was
smacked
in the
it.
hallway
Oh my
and we
God.
have hardwood floors.
Okay.
My husband said the thunk, like I wish
He
there
was
was a
there.
video. He came running.
Yeah.
He said the thunk because it was like thunk thunk as
Yes.
my body hit. He said it was really, really big and loud and scary. But I wish there was a video, right?
Oh,
Because I would laugh my ass off. I would
well,
absolutely laugh my ass off. And I
yeah.
tell this to people, and they're like, I don't think you would. And I'm like, oh no, I know me. I would absolutely laugh. I'd be like, that was scary as hell.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
also kind of funny, right?
But
Because I've
that's
processed the trauma. I've moved
yeah.
past the trauma
Yes.
of it happening, and now I
Yeah.
can laugh about it. But PSA, take your constipation seriously. You're
Well, and that's
welcome.
the key. Welcome, and that's from you, from Jen.
Yeah.
Because I was worried because I was when you said that to me, I gotta hold off, I'm not feeling 100%, but you did give
Mm-hmm.
me an explanation. Now I know. Okay, so now you have to get a bigger bathroom and with padded walls.
With Pat, well, my husband said we're
Padded
going to
walls.
get me a bike helmet. And I said, no, next time it gets that bad,
Yeah.
I will know to get to the floor right away.
Wait, yes.
Don't stand up from the toilet, like crawl
Yeah.
to bed.
Crawl.
Because
Did
then if I
you
do faint, I'll just like tip over gently.
gently did any reason why this happened? Do they know?
No, it was the the intense adrenaline for so long
Yeah.
tripped I think it's called your vagus nerve.
Yeah.
And what that does is it puts your body
Freaks
into
you out.
reset mode.
Yeah. Stops it and starts it again and going, whoa.
Yep.
And then you just
So
feel wobbly.
I booted down, powered back up. I'm
Yeah.
fine. My neck. The doctor at urgent care laughed at how little ibuprofen and Tylenol I was taking because I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I've never had this before. And so he put me on like 5 times the amount I was taking for a couple of days.
My hair just flat
Yeah.
out of
And,
it.
my boss, I tried to work and he's like, I don't know why you're so stubborn. I don't want to see you online. So I had like 2 days off and I didn't even look at a computer because
Well,
all I could do was
couldn't.
lay there
Yeah.
with a cold
Yeah.
washcloth on my head hurt so bad.
Absolutely.
And it was all
Absolutely.
the brain
Brain.
inflammation of
Yeah.
yeah.
You needed
Yeah.
a
I
red
mean,
light. You
that,
need
yeah.
red light therapy, I tell you.
I've heard you're not the first person to say that. And maybe I need to be less stubborn and I need to listen. I've also like people are like, try acupuncture. And I'm like, okay, that's one thing I haven't tried. But again, I've had bouts of this my entire life, but not to this degree.
Okay.
Um, and so I've tried all the things, but my husband was like, you try them, but then when they don't work right away, you don't stick with them.
Stubborn.
So now I'm sticking with the doc has me on twice a day Miralax.
Yeah.
I'm on like psyllium husk capsules.
Yes.
But even when I eat healthy, like if I eat tons of veggies, it binds me up.
Yeah, but like you kind
Coffee,
of like have an IBS symptom going on or something.
and that's what I'm wondering. I've had
Yeah.
that before, probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But I do think it might be IBS related. So
Yeah.
I'm just
And
keeping
it's
an eye on it.
colonoscopy. I'll
Mine
probably
was clear. Mine was,
really.
I passed
Love
with
that.
flying colors
Oh, I
a
did
couple of
not.
years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't?
No. No, and it's
Oh.
just because I do have IBS, but I'm like you, every so often, if all of a sudden I get this nauseous feeling through my body
Yeah.
and I just have to sit there because there's no way I'm getting up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
the
know
thing
my
is,
body so well. Yeah.
yeah, when it happened, I was not in control of my body. Like it was
Exactly.
pushing this
Mhm.
out, but there was such a blockage, not only
Yeah.
one blockage, but two
Yeah.
blockages that had to be passed before I was able to. I know this is gross. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not gross. It's just that, oh
It's
my God,
painful. Yeah, yeah.
I just
But my
feel your
body was
pain.
literally, and that's why I think the intense adrenaline is my body was like,
Yeah.
get it out, get it out, get it
Well,
out.
it's
I
septic.
had no control.
And it's septic. So it's
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah.
get her
Yeah.
out, get
We
her
need
out.
to get this out. Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's nuts. Yeah, that's, oh,
I know.
well, now
I
you're
know.
better and you haven't hit your head and
Yeah.
you don't have a
Nope.
big ass
Nope.
mark on your forehead.
No, I don't.
Or your
No,
back.
because I hit the back of my head. So that
And
might
then,
be, it's not even tender anymore.
oh, that's
No.
good. So the
Yeah.
inflammation's gone down. That's great.
Yeah.
That's, that's crazy. Because I was wondering what happened to you. I was like, did she? I thought, yeah, because I think you said you fell, and I was like,
Mm.
so to me, falling is like knees, ankles, hips,
Right.
not
Right.
big not your head, man, not your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only took me a couple of days to kind of, again, process the trauma of it.
Trauma.
And I mean, that's a pretty little t trauma in the grand scheme of life, right?
If your body's in trauma, you're good.
Oh,
But the
yeah.
body's in trauma. And
Yeah.
that's
But I
great
was definitely in shock that this had happened. And my head just felt so fuzzy because of the, the impact. And it was awful. It was scary.
If it fuzzy would be fuzzy. We would have had a good time on a podcast when we're both
Yeah.
fuzzy.
If I could have opened my eyes enough in the light
You're
to
like
look
this,
at you.
sitting at.
I'm so painful. Like I couldn't
Put
move
your
my
sunglasses
head.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm glad
Cold
you're
washcloth
better.
on my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, kind of looking like you just had a dental procedure.
Yeah.
The old dental procedure. But it's kind of fun that you share stuff like that because a lot of people don't know my backstory. So I'm a stroke survivor. So I've had
Oh,
so
I didn't
many
know that.
funny stories that I do laugh at myself. And that's the only way I get through life is taking my experiences and whipping through the fun part of it because people are always like, oh my God, see, oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
That's sad. There's days where my one hand won't work and whatever.
Yeah.
But the only way you can do is be lighthearted about this because I think people, what they do is they go and they start Googling shit. Dr. Google becomes, and that's just not me. I know that we know, and probably you know, that our bodies can heal themselves. Give it time, give it the right tools. Our mind's powerful. So that's my husband's like, oh my God, you're the funniest person ever. Yeah, like because what am I gonna do? Like menopause right now is kicking my ass. What am I gonna do? Sit and eat chips? No, I'm gonna pull the sweat in my collarbone and tell everyone about it and touch them so they know.
Well, and I share, and maybe you do too.
Yeah.
There's so much shame that people carry, right?
Absolutely.
Shame is insidious. It is slowly killing people.
Totally.
For real, right?
Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm an open book. I will overshare, but
Me too.
It is always in the spirit of this is not stuff that we have to be ashamed about.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a big lesson talking the way we're talking out there for people that, you know what, it's okay to share. Now
it's human, it's normal.
But do you pick people to share with? Because I am very, like, I'm an open book. Absolutely. Like I'm a big personally open book, blah, blah, blah. But as I age in my life, because you remember high school, you was sharing, the whole high school will know. So I have my cheerleaders, I call them my cheerleaders that I
Mm-hmm.
share with, I will ask them to keep it within the group, or I
Okay.
welcome them to share. But I do hold tight who I share with because of my, I hate to say age, but as I get older, my group of friends are starting to get a little bit
Mm-hmm.
smaller. It's not high school anymore,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, what do you
I'm
think
the
about that?
opposite. As
Are
I
you?
get older, the more I share.
Oh, really?
Because I think it's that truly embracing only the right fucks to give. Like,
Absolutely.
and I no longer people please. And this, I mean, it's been quite a journey to get
Yeah.
here. I literally don't care for the most part because I am human. I
Yeah.
don't care what people think. I know
Oh,
that when I
nice
share
job.
something like the fainting and the reason behind it on Facebook, and my
Mhm,
Facebook is public, so and I do get people that aren't on my friends list.
mhm.
There are probably, you know, 90% of the people that are rolling their eyes, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I can't believe I don't care, right?
Me either.
Because
Me either.
for the couple percentage of people that read it and are like, oh, I need to do something about that.
Yeah,
That's who I'm
absolutely.
talking to.
Yeah,
That's who I'm talking
absolutely.
to.
It's just like this podcast. You're telling a story. It's
Hmm.
just, and this is really important for people out there right now, is because it's okay to be
Yeah.
you. It's okay to share. It's okay to have your borders up. It's okay. We're
Yeah,
human.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
when you
Whatever you're
walk,
comfortable
you're
with.
walking in your truth and your
Hmm.
authenticity, right? And that's it's a
Yeah.
really hard thing to do right now, but
Hmm.
whatever. We're changing the world. We have young kids. I don't know, how old are your kids?
So my youngest is 20, and then I have a
Okay.
28-year-old and a 34-year-old
Whoa.
because I'm old like that. And I started young.
You're old like so the 20-year-old still at home?
She's away at college, just
Okay, where
moved
does
her
she
back
go?
last week. She goes down, she goes to Eckerd in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh,
So she's right on the bay.
nice.
And like every day she sees dolphins and manatees and
Okay.
stingrays and
Oh.
hammerheads. And I'm so freaking jealous. She'll go out for research and she'll find like little baby seahorses.
Okay,
And
what is
I
she
just,
studying?
marine science.
Okay, marine science. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. She
okay.
wants to work with sharks because who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Shark Week on
She
TV.
wants
Like,
to live in a shack in Hawaii
okay.
or a beaten up sailboat in the ICW, Intercoastal Waterways of Florida.
Right.
Or she wants a mansion on the really expensive street that our governor of Minnesota, who is
Oh,
up for VP, Tim
okay.
Walz, it's the
Tim
street
Walz.
he lives on.
Nice.
She wants a home on that, or the shack in Hawaii, or the broken down sailboat.
I'm glad
So,
she has those intentions,
I mean,
and
she
they're
has
there.
choices.
Visuals.
Yeah, she has
Visuals.
options.
Visuals. So
Hmm.
funny because my son has left the nest. I only have
Okay.
one. My other one is 58. My husband's my other kid.
Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm like,
Come on,
you.
Jen.
I told you I'm smart, but sometimes things don't click right
Well,
away.
sometimes it is. Sometimes when I say that, Joe, people are like, they have to like do the math in their head. And I'm like,
I know. I'm
58. My
what?
husband.
What?
It's my husband. And worse
Yeah,
than the
yeah.
kids sometimes. But he just took off a month ago to, he's in Granada.
Oh,
Granada or
wow.
Grenada, whatever.
Yeah,
Grenada,
however you say it.
potato, potato.
I've been
Grenada.
there.
I know. And I'm going in November to see him as a vet.
Awesome.
So he's doing veterinarian school down there.
Oh, I
I
love
know.
that so
So when
much.
you
That's
say that,
amazing.
he told me, I was FaceTime, and he goes, I touched, I went to we had beers on the beach, and like, it's
Mm,
like, ugh. But yeah,
mm.
but he studies quite a lot too. So I love it that we have these spirited people that are coming up in our world that are like, I want this, this, and this, and I'm
Yes.
going to get it through kindness, and I'm going
Yep.
to get it through love. I'm going to get it to being me, and they're gonna
Hmm.
change our world because it needs to
Absolutely.
be frickin' changed or effing
Yeah,
changed.
yeah. I look at my
Changed.
daughter's generation and even my
Mhm.
boys, millennials and Gen Zs,
Yeah,
they are changing the world.
they're
I
gonna
have
change it.
so much
Yeah,
hope that I've never felt before in my
yeah,
life
yeah.
about the
Like,
direction the
yeah.
world is starting to head in.
Yeah. And
I
that's the
love
nice
it.
thing about it too, when you see, I always look at my son and see his group of friends. And I'm
Hmm.
like, wow, these young men and young women that he hangs with in Edmonton, of course,
Hmm.
and in
Hmm.
Granada, because there's young. Wow, these these
Hmm.
these guys know how to treat their moms. These young
Yeah.
men know how to treat women. These
Yes.
young women,
Yes.
it's just, it's beautiful to see. And I look forward to sitting on my rocking chair with my grandchild and taking a look out
Absolutely.
and taking, it's such a
Absolutely.
great, it's a great way to see life, eh? Just
It's a
looking through
great
the
time to
eyes.
be
Yeah.
alive.
I think so. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're chaotic, but you know what? Everyone brings a little chaos and a light. If I didn't have chaos in my life, a little bit, I'd be
Mm-hmm.
bored.
Oh yeah.
I'd be so
Yeah.
bored. I'm like, be so bored with chaos. I
Yeah.
love chaos. I love a little bit of chaos. Not a
Yeah.
in my
I
house,
know.
my chaos.
Yeah,
If I go outside,
exactly.
not that chaos, but my
Yeah.
chaos in my house with me. No one
Yeah.
else's chaos. And I love
But
it.
I love, so again, my daughter is 20, my baby.
That's baby.
You know, her, at least with her group of friends,
Yeah.
guys, gals,
Mm-hmm.
gender fluid, what have you, they share about their periods and they
Oh,
don't hide it
oh,
behind
I sure.
code word like Aunt Flo or it's Shark Week,
Going
which
for
is
my
fine.
oil change.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. I mean, I remember the shame in high school and
Yeah.
college and, I had a hysterectomy when she was born, so I
Me
haven't bled
too.
in a really,
With mine.
congratulations.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
bled in a gazillion years,
Me either.
but I remember the shame, right?
Yeah,
And the
absolutely.
fact that they are so openly talking about something that is so natural, so normal, you can't control, that fills me with so much hope.
And that's going to be fantastic when they start to go through the menopausal
Exactly. Yeah.
everything, because right now that word menopause,
Hmm. Scares people.
it scares people because a lot of people don't believe it.
Hmm.
And a lot of people, especially, I hate to say that, but especially men, they
Hmm.
don't get it. They don't get
No,
it. So I'm
no.
all about writing a little book about, but make it a cartoon
Oh
format
yeah.
to
I like
know.
it.
I know
I
there's
like
days
it.
where I'm like dying because our heat is different
Hmm.
than I work out. So I work out. The heat's different when you have a flash. The heat's different. It comes internal.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being in the car with both my my husband, and I said, I got to open the window. I'm having a flash. And it's not, he goes, well, just stick your head out like a dog and it'll work. I'm like, you don't get it. It's a heated
Mm-mm.
flash. So then I turned to both of them and said, so when you have a chance to push an 8 pound, 12 ounce baby out of your asshole,
Mm-hmm.
have hormones leave you, and you do
Mm-hmm.
the same thing, come to me. Because right
Then
now
we
it's
can
intense.
talk.
Then we can talk. But that's
Yeah.
the problem. Women don't want to talk about it because it's a
Right.
forbidden word. But periods are periods. They happen.
Yeah.
There's tampon. I remember,
Yeah.
okay, I got a story. So my
Okay.
friend had my kid. He was maybe 4 or 5. And we were having a big party at the house, so we had to take him grocery shopping. I was in one aisle, she's in the other aisle, and she's pushing them. And she didn't have kids at the time. She taught him a bad word. And all of a sudden I said, hear this little voice, Mom. And I've had a hysterectomy. He doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, what kind of tampons do you need? I'm just sitting there going,
Mm,
what do I do? And so I
yeah.
whip around the corner, right? And then there he is. There with the
Oh my
tap. I
gosh.
looked at her and I was like, it was the funniest. I had a laugh.
Yeah.
Super
I
innocent
mean, how
five
can
year
you
old,
not?
right? She just edged him on, but super innocent. Then that's the
Yeah.
way it should be. Should be
Yeah.
able to talk about it. Should be able to send your husband. Yeah.
Absolutely. My brother is almost 6 years younger than me. And when he was around, excuse me, 4 or 5, and I grew up in a town of like 700 people. So you're in the grocery store and
Yeah.
everyone knows
Everyone knows
everyone,
everyone.
right?
Yeah.
And it's a small grocery store. So you say something, everyone hears it.
Yeah.
My brother very loudly says, Mom, Shane doesn't say fucker anymore. Shane was our next door neighbor who is also my brother's age. My mom was so embarrassed, and I was there for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
also the same week he had gone into the bank and stuffed dandelions in the slot so that
Oh,
nothing else could get in the slot. So
I
banner
love your
week
brother.
in my household.
I love it. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the child play that we've forgotten how to child play. Like we
Yeah.
forgot how to laugh like children, be silly like children. I have not forgotten because I will recite
Yeah.
every camp song, every
Yeah.
stupid joke dad jokes, like always. And I always say
They're
to
the
my
best.
friends, "Do you want a dad joke today?" And they're like, "No, thanks." But I'll send them
Yeah.
anyways.
I'm good.
But So this is that child's play that we've forgotten, and we've gotten so serious in our old age. When do we get back there?
Yeah.
I want to be that child's play. I want to be able to child
Yeah.
play, because I think
Well,
it
and I
just
think that
keeps us
goes
young
back
at
to
heart.
giving yourself, oh, sorry. I
Mission.
think that goes back to giving yourself permission.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember as a kid singing in rounds.
Oh yes.
Yeah, our
Row, row,
family
row your
does
boat.
that, and we're all adults now. We will take a song that isn't meant to be sung in a round,
Yeah.
and we will make it happen. It will be
Yeah.
awful and hilarious, but we have
Yeah.
so much fun doing it
Yeah.
because I
That's
loved
same.
rounds
Yeah.
as a kid.
I'm same. Like when I go home to see my folks, it's the same. We just laugh. We can talk about anything. We
Mhm.
play games. Like
Yeah,
like it's just it's the way of the world. But what's happened
yeah,
is the chaos of the world and people having to make money. They have to do this and that. They have to be better than the other person. They've forgotten about that child. And
yeah,
that
yeah.
child is that innocent, beautiful love, kindness. Because I've never ever seen a little kid be mean. It's
Hmm.
always, oh my God,
It's a
look at that
learned.
piece of grass. It's like, it's just beautiful, and we've forgotten. So that's
Yeah.
another. By the way, people out there in podcasts, this is the best. Just talking about anything. I love doing that, and this
Hmm.
has been fun. I love it. Well, I just
Yeah,
love
it's so
sitting here.
fun.
It's
I
so
feel like
fun
you
just
and
to
I could
chat.
riff for hours and hours and hours.
Or
I
maybe
mean,
we'll have to do part 1, 2, 3 miniseries about
maybe,
anything.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe
I
we'll
have
talk
lots
about.
of I have lots of embarrassing stories to share, as you can
Me
imagine,
too.
now that
Me
we've
too.
talked.
Now that
Yay,
we've
I'd love to hear yours.
talked, me too. I have tons. I can tell you, my kids got embarrassing stories about me.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
okay,
Yes.
one. I'll tell you one.
Yeah.
So my kid plays hockey. We're Canada. We play hockey, and we have this thing called Minor Hockey Week. So all the teams from Alberta will come and play a big tournament. And I was the washer of the jerseys. And the
Oh,
hockey jerseys are
cool.
kind of the
Mm-hmm.
key thing. So
Mm-hmm.
anyways, so we're playing a team. I don't know what we're playing, and it comes out, and one of my thongs were
No.
stuck to his shirt. And
No,
it was
no, 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 no.
not a white one, not like a beige one, bright red.
Ah,
And I see
oh my
my husband,
God.
who was the coach, go, and I was like, I was like, I was like,
That's
I was so embarrassed.
hilarious.
No, I was just sitting there going, oh my God. And I'm
Yeah.
looking around, does anyone see what he's holding? I was just like sitting there
Ah,
going, but poor Evan, I mean, he must have been like 9 or 10
oh my
outcomes.
gosh.
But yeah, but it's fun. It's just, again, what are you gonna do? Be mad at yourself?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. And it's always a story that
I
reminds me of
mean,
being a kid, just
yeah.
laughing instead of
What
getting
can you
angry.
do?
But shit happens, man. Shit
Shit
happens.
happens.
Yeah. This has been fun. Let's do this again. Let's do another.
Would love to.
I would
Would love
love
to.
to.
And you need to be on my show.
Yes, I would
It
love
just
to.
released. There's the trailer and
Okay.
episode 1, but I'm
Okay.
I'm planning weekly.
Yeah.
But it is called Living Your Best Damn Life, one fuck yeah I did at a time.
I'm
So
in.
it is
I'm in.
expert wisdom. It is behind the scenes raw stories of what it takes,
Yeah.
the struggles, the like everything. Because again,
Okay.
I want to normalize talking about things out loud because it
Perfect.
helps reduce the shame.
And the stress of carrying that.
Absolutely. Of knowing you are not alone in what you're
Yeah.
experiencing. Life
Yeah.
can be really
Absolutely.
freaking hard,
It can
right?
be. Yeah, absolutely.
You are not alone.
Yes.
Sharing our stories helps that connection
Yeah.
and takes the I'm all alone. Like it takes the pressure off of
Hmm.
you to have it all figured out.
Well, it's kind of
Sorry,
nice
that was my
because
soapbox.
I love soapboxes, but I'm going to give you a soapbox. This
Okay.
podcast that I've started, I've met the most amazing people here. It's
Hmm.
become a community of friends that we can share.
Yeah.
And it just warms my heart that we can just come on here and be who you are and
Hmm.
not have a script and
Right.
say as is. And to some people it might not make sense, but to us, I don't care. It makes sense to you and I. But
Yeah.
it's been such a wonderful time spending it
Hmm.
with you. But let's revisit because I can't revisit.
Okay.
I'll go yours. We'll come back to mine.
Yep.
We'll go
Yep.
back and forth. I'm just
Yep.
kidding.
We'll ping pong.
We'll ping
Love
pong.
it.
But please, everybody out there, I'm going to put Jen's information so to get a hold of her on just below the bio and all that great stuff. And plus, by the way, you have to send it to me and a headshot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All
And a
right.
bio,
Sorry.
but a little bio, because I think I
Mhm.
might just take some points from there and I make it fun.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just
Love it.
one story at a time is your bestseller. I bet you. Your story is your bestseller, actually.
Oh, I love that.
I know your
You're
story.
good.
I actually, one of my cheerleaders, it was on her cup, and I can't, because I just had launched, and I was like, "What's on your cup?" And she says, she showed me in this, "Your story is your bestseller." And I was like, "I love that."
Yeah.
I steal
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And
So
I absolutely believe that.
yeah, I
And we
love
all
it.
have our
Yeah,
stories.
I love it.
So,
So let's you and I chat again, and
yep.
say bye to podcast land, and we'll you're a beautiful woman. I love talking to you and spending this close to an
Ditto.
hour with you, and we'll do it
Ditto.
again. And everybody have a wonderful day. Stay safe.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.